Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back. It's me, Queen Showtime, and today we're going to talk about bedrotting and rotmaxing. Okay, a lot of people don't even know the difference. Okay, I must admit, sometimes I have felt stuck at times. Okay, so we're going to just dive into this and figure out what exactly we could do to start making some more changes in our life. Okay? Some people call this bed rotting, right? Now, bed rotting is when you feel like it's paused. Okay? Bed rotting, it doesn't really just happen overnight. It's not a lifestyle that people actually choose very often. It's like a power move, to like lock in, like, protect yourself. Okay? Bedriding, you feel pause, nothing's changing. And sometimes people might think, oh, nothing's changing. That must sound real depressing. Sometimes people don't want any changes. They're tired of things changing. All the time, things are changing. And it can be uncomfortable. Okay? You start feeling like you're spinning in circles. And honestly, that's normal. That's really normal. It's good that you actually can feel something. You know, you're not lazy or broken. Remember, you are human. Remember that. Okay? Now, the way out to get over bed rotting, you'll be surprised to hear it's rotmaxing. I know it sounds wild, but this is what you have to do. Rotmaxing is when you start taking small, intentional steps to level up. You start working your way, climbing the ladder, or spinning that wheel, getting some traction going in your life, okay? Even if you feel stuck right now, there's one step, one action. That's all it takes to start moving, okay? So let's think about the small steps we could start taking in our lives to stop bedrotting and start rotmaxing, because there's always a way out of everything. Okay? Today we're going to break it all down and get into how this works, because I want you to leave this feeling ready to take action. Okay? I want to start by saying being stuck is okay. All right? Society makes us feel like we have to be winning every single day. But life isn't a race, okay? We're not competing with everyone. We only have to make the goals that we set for ourselves, okay? And if you don't get to it today, you get to it tomorrow. It's your goal, it's your life, all right? Growth isn't linear. It isn't. Sometimes it's slow. Sometimes it's rocky. And sometimes it's invisible. That's right. It can be invisible. A lot of people don't realize that. You could be growing and excelling and not no one notice. The only person that needs to know that you have had growth in your life is you. We can't be out here focusing on proving ourselves to people as we excel. You'll find yourself being more of a follower than a leader in that way. Okay? So, in order to grow, it has to be a personal goal. You don't need to publicize it, but if you do, be willing to accept that you're not perfect and that sometimes you won't meet that goal or those standards. We all compete in these marathons and contests and challenges to do something every day. And some days we just can't do it. But don't beat yourself up about not getting it done that one day, because you've come so far along. It's the same as if somebody was having issues with drugs or alcohol or any type of addiction, like to sex or violence. People can be addicted to the strangest things. But it's okay that if you were on a journey to do better, if you made a mistake, it's okay that you made one mistake, because you have all of your journey to succeed. Don't act like you didn't do what you already have done. Think about what you have done so far. Despite what anybody might tell you, think about what you have done so far to make those changes in your life. Stop bedrotting. Many will not notice it, and that's what I mean by it really being invisible. The only person that needs to know is you. A lot of times people won't celebrate a winner until they're celebrated on screen, on TV, or if they get a trophy. People won't celebrate that honor roll student until they make the honor roll. Till then, you're just everyone else. Okay? So it's like, it's not about what anyone else is thinking. It's about taking the time, taking action, and focusing on your goal, your personal goal. And when I say it's personal, it's just for you. No one has to be a part of that. Okay? And if they are, they should be motivational at all times. You'll know who cares and who doesn't care. They should be motivational. You'll see, like, people will give you some backhanded responses when you tell them that you're in pain or you're dealing with something. And a lot of times people will resort to bedrotting to get away from drama, mixed feelings, anxiety, stress of the world. But there's always a way out. And that's why we're going to learn about Rotmaxxing today. Okay? So, let me tell you a story about me. I wanted to grow my channel fast, but I felt stuck. I didn't know what to focus on first. But then I decided to just do one thing. One day, I improved my thumbnail designs. The next day, I engaged more in comments. Yeah. Then I learned a new editing trick. You see? None of these steps were huge individually. But after a few weeks, I looked back and realized I had grown more than I imagined. That's Rotmaxxing. Small, consistent steps. That's all you need to do. Just take those small, consistent steps, one step at a time. A little bit, one space, one corner, one little square. Those little steps make the big difference. Even today, I still Rotmax. Some days it's cleaning my space. Some days it's brainstorming content. Each step is small. Remember that. It's small, but it counts. It all counts. Okay? You take these little steps, and it will lead to your big dreams. Now let's talk about action steps. This is the core of Rotmaxxing, okay? You might need to write this down. So if you need to get a pen and paper, Okay, you need to start writing these things down. You might have to put it on your refrigerator, put it up in your bathroom, on your door, put it in your phone. Okay, we're going to talk about action steps. Okay, the core of Rotmaxxing. Pick one thing you can do today. Let's be realistic though. Pick one thing that you know you can do today. Think about that. Something that you can do today. Okay? Something achievable. It could be reading one page of a book, writing one goal down, cleaning one corner of your room, or sending a message you've been putting off. Okay? Send a message that you've been putting off. All right? You can do something today. You can do one room, one section. You can read a book. Do you have an idea that you've been just thinking about in your head? Put it down on paper today. Save it. Put it in your drive. Have lots of drives. Okay? Think of something achievable that you can do today and write that down. Because after this is over, I want you to look at that paper and remember, this is what I'm doing today. We're all going to do something today. I'm going to do something today. Every day we have to do something to change what we see in this world. And eventually we can make the world a better place. Make it how we want it, how we want to see it. That's what I'm doing. That's what I try to do every day. You know, your home, it should be peaceful, you know. And I know no matter what it looks like, I know it feels peaceful to you. Because when we go home, there's no judgment there. Safety. It's you. You might, even if we're around other people, they're not judging us. The people that care about and love us, they're not going to judge us for this or that, where your space is, or, you know, that is the clutter that we might have in our lives is in our mind. You need to clear your mind. You have to clear your mind so you can think better, feel better. Remember, you are royal. We are all royal people. And we need to start thinking like that and treating ourselves like kings and queens that we are. Okay? And that's why we're learning about this Rotmaxxing. So let's get right back into it. You have it written down, what's your achievable goal for today. That's it. That's all you're doing. You're just doing one thing today. Okay? Every little action matters. All right? Even one tiny action matters. Picture life like a video game. All right? Picture life is a video game. You don't max every stat at once. You level up slowly. Each small step is an XP. All right? It might feel invisible now, but it adds up. Okay? Some days, that one step is all you get, and that's enough. You did great. One step, and tomorrow's a new day. You do another step. The thing is, we want to achieve these goals without putting too much pressure on ourselves. Things can become so overwhelming that we just can't get it done. So instead of giving ourselves too much pressure and putting too much on our plate and dreaming a bit too big, let's break down these dreams into small steps so we could get the big goals. Okay? Once you learn how to start Rotmaxxing, you'll see that it won't just be in bedwriting. You can use this Rotmaxxing every day in your life and become an official Rotmaxxer like me. Okay? So it's not enough that some days that one step is all you get, and that's not enough. That's Rotmaxxing. That's the progress. All right? Let's talk about mindset. A lot of people get stuck thinking, If I'm making huge progress, if I'm not making huge progress, I'm failing. Okay. If you're not making huge progress, that doesn't mean you're failing. All right? That's not true. This isn't a race. There's no prize. There's no time limit on doing one thing or the other. There's people out there that want to be rappers and singers and designers and musicians, and they want to build buildings and skyscrapers and garden and build a great vineyard. And they have to take these small steps to get to the big goals. But you just don't see all those small steps. You don't meet Elon Musk until he's Elon Musk. You know? There's people, they've been trying to get in the rap industry since they were a little kid. They finally made it at 50. And that's when you see them. But they've been taking those small steps for so long. And they just never gave up hope. You know, hope is actually an amazing thing. You have to be optimistic. Have a little faith that things actually can work out the way that you need it to. Okay? And remember always, we need to focus on our needs versus our wants. Because we can want a lot of things. But first, we have to make sure we have what we need. Okay? So, mindset. Think about planting a seed. Okay? Because progress is progress. Even small wins matter. Okay? Think about planting a seed. As a matter of fact, you might want to plant a seed as you start on this journey of growth. Be something to watch grow as you do. That won't even judge you. It's true. We have to plant a seed, and then you water it. And you give it sunlight, right? But it takes time to sprout. Kids plant seeds at school, and they go home with this plant in a milk container, and it's just dirt. And they just keep pouring more and more water on it, and nothing comes out. That's why they started telling children, you can't even take this home. You have to leave this carton in the school so you can wait until it sprouts and learn some patience. Because nothing is happening overnight. Okay? When you plant the seed, it's going to take time to grow. They're just like working out. You're working out, you want abs. Right? I don't know where you started, but look, you can't, you do a few crunches. You can work out every day for 6 hours. For 6 months. You look down, you still don't have no abs. But that's okay. It's in there. It's inside. Just like these goals that's so easy to achieve once you feel like you can do it. It's in you. It's in you to achieve that goal. Just like it's in that milk carton, that seed, inside, underneath all of that dirt. It's a little sprout, a little hope, a little faith. So, celebrate tiny wins. Okay? Celebrate all of your tiny wins. Nobody's going to celebrate for you. You could call someone and tell them, well, guess what I did? It's no big deal to them. It's a big deal to you. They don't even know why you're so excited about it. You know? They don't even care. But imagine falling, and it's minor until you're at the bottom. When you're at the very, very bottom, that's the only time people will see you're at the bottom. They won't see it in between all of the smiles, the giggles, or anything like that. They won't see all of that. So you have to think about it. 1 second. Okay? You have to think about it. They won't see all of the struggles. Just like people celebrate celebrities when they're celebrities, people don't see people falling until they reach the bottom. So remember, like when you're working on your goals and everything like that, a lot of people won't even know. They won't know what you're going through. Okay? They won't understand it. But that's what I'm telling you right now. We're going to be working towards big goals, big dreams every single day. All right? If you were writing and you were writing a little book or something like that, right? You want to write a book, you're not going to write a chapter today, but you can write a paragraph. That's a win. Tomorrow you write another paragraph. You know, get yourself a composition notebook, a little tablet or something. Start getting your writing. And if you can't do either of those two, you can do like audio to text and stuff like that. There's ways to get around everything. Just start thinking about it. Start asking questions and figuring out how to make it work for you. You know, how to make it comfortable for you. Because the goal is to have peace in your heart, a clear mind for you. Okay? You cleaned one corner of the room, that's a win. Took 5 minutes to plan your day, that's a win. All right? Tiny wins compound into massive growth. You know? People don't say, oh, wow, she's amazing. When she ties her shoe. But when she ties her shoe, and then she does this, that, and the third, then it's like, oh, wow. It's got it all together, huh? This kid's got it going together. Doesn't take much. Let's go through some small wins people often ignore, okay? This is going to be helpful. You woke up early instead of hitting snooze, all right? Win. Big win. Reached out to a friend? Did you reach out to a friend you've been avoiding? That's a win, all right? Did you try something new today? Even if it wasn't perfect? Big win. Now think about it. You're doing it. You're doing the things. There's been times that I always would have a list of hobbies that I wanted to try. It ended up becoming a bucket list. And you know what they say about a bucket list? It's like, seems like it never gets done. So you put it in the bucket. You know what I did? I started going through that list and trying different things. Parasailing, ice skating, swimming, horticulture, tennis, racquetball, handball, all types of sports, mountain climbing, and finding the things that I enjoy and the things I did not. That's what you have to do in life. Try different things. You never know. These things actually, like, I'm not saying like it's going to shape us for like who we are, but it really builds up a, you know, good spirit, a good heart. It clears your mind. You know, when you're living in your passion and living as your true self, then you can start to think about other things. These things can become part of your life. The 7 a.m. tennis game on Wednesdays and Fridays. You know, your knitting groups on Monday. You know, you could be horseback riding every evening on Sundays. You don't know. You have to like start dreaming, thinking, figure out how to complete these goals because you can do it. It is possible. Many things are possible. I'll tell you myself. There was a time when I was an artist, and I still to this day, I'll tell you that. There was a time when I was such a dedicated artist. I was looking for a space, to display my artwork. When I started doing research, I found that everywhere I looked, there was someone that I needed to pay, someone that needed a cut of the money of any sales, someone that was in control who picked what paintings or sculptures that got to be displayed. It was always somebody in control. Then I started researching about spaces, places that were free, that I can go to, sheltered from the rain, the weather, with air conditioning and bathrooms, and that's open like a gymnasium. And guess what? With research and time and asking questions and going and diving deeper and deeper, I found galleries that were open by request. I found ballrooms open for free by request. I found giant stadiums willing to take anyone in to use their space. There's so many places in New York City with open space. You would think it's all for sale, but some of it is open to the public, and some of it is just looking kind of abandoned, beautiful, clean, flowers everywhere, fresh air, and no one around. I start to wonder, all of these people having weddings and events, why don't they use these spaces? I thought that nothing like that could have exist. But it just goes to show you, a lot of people don't take the time to do the actual work to find out. So they wouldn't know. They'll just hire someone to be their wedding organizer or something and pay them $10,000 for a free space. I mean, like, who knows? But you really have to take the time, dig into it, and start thinking, okay, what steps do I have to take to get there? Now, dealing with bedrotting, I want you to start thinking about these things to do, okay? What works for you? What exactly is working for you? So, if you're cleaning or something like that, today would be the day to gather all your paperwork together. Today could be the day you go through those boxes you have in the corner, okay? If you're a reader, you read a lot of books, you might want to put the books back on the shelf today. They don't have to be organized how you usually have them. Today, we're just going to put them back on the shelf, right? Also, today can be the day, clear the bed, the laundry. I don't know about you, but sometimes we'll have the laundry piled up on the bed, nice and cozy from when it was warm. And some of you might have your laundry on the couch right now, all clean and packed on the couch, and the dresser drawers are empty. The closet is empty. Nobody knows that. It's just that big pile there, right? Today could be the day that you listen to some good vibes and some good music and start putting the clothes away. And if you have things in your life that you no longer need or you're not using, I know there's going to be some sentimental value to it. But I'll tell you this, out of sight, out of mind. And if you could keep something out of sight for a long period of time, you might not even need it. That just might be what you need, to have it out of sight, out of mind, and then you'll start seeing things a little more clearly. Because a lot of times it'll just add up. We hold on to things for emotional value. When you look at it, it gives you an emotion, right? And we'd hate to lose that. A lot of our papers that we have in our home, old drawings and pictures, they can go on an album. And it doesn't have to be so you can just flip through all of them. You know what you can do? You can scan all of your pictures, your drawings, or writings that you have. You can scan them or take pictures of them, right? Save them in a drive. And then all of your paperwork that's so precious and dear to you. Pack them all together, right? You can label it, put it in a folder. We have to start filing things at home. Get you a file cabinet. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if you work for a school, you better have a file cabinet in your home. I know you like to collect the drawings and stuff like that. Start putting them picture frames up, okay? Put them in picture frames. We're going to start clearing our mind. And, you know, there are picture frames out there that you charge up and you stick the drive in, or you upload the drive, right? And those pictures will just show you on rotation. So you can see all of the artwork, all of the family members. And you don't have to even open the album. The pictures will just display. Put the album back on the bookshelf, you know, in their proper plastic slips and everything like that. You can put the album back on the shelf and put the pictures in the frame, and you can just see everything from there. It's about minimalism. I'm not a minimalist, believe me. But when we practice a little bit of minimalism, then we can have a little more clarity. So, also we have to start thinking about seasonal wear. A lot of times people will be shopping in the winter for summer clothes. I know, it's such a great deal. Or we'll be shopping in the summer for winter clothes. Yes, it's a super good deal. I'm getting a ski suit for like $5. Brand new. You know, I find myself even sometimes getting 3 of the same thing. Because I know how quality works sometimes when you get a deal. And it's not going to last that long. You don't know how many of these water bottles I've had. But I just love it. Look at it. It's a perfect water bottle. And now when I go in that store, they don't have any more. So yeah, I had to get it. I had to. But out of sight, out of mind. So today, think about it like this. As you're putting things away, you're clearing your mind, right? So when you put them away, out of sight, out of mind, make sure you know where you put things, though. We're organizing. We're building something great, like a castle, where everything has a place. That way, when you're finished, right, you know where things go. And if you're just doing that one corner today, you might walk around the room this evening and see some other things. And you'll know where they belong because you already set a place for something. Like if today you're going to take care of your wires. I don't know about you, but these cell phone companies have us buying wires all day long. You leave a wire at home, you go outside, you go get another wire. To charge your phone, you have to have all these wires. Let's start organizing these wires. Okay? Put all your C chargers together. Your old Apple chargers together. Put all your boxes together. You know, the little charge square. You know, put the boxes together. Put them in Ziplocs. Put them in containers. Put them in jars. Take out what you need. Put the rest away. Okay. If you're a guy who likes to eat out often. You might have been ordering Uber Eats and you like, sometimes we just need to take a break and like not do nothing. And we just been bedrotting and eating like Uber Eats and takeout, Burger King and Chipotle, or I don't know where else you eating at. Pizza, that's really the bomb. So if you got all those shopping bags around your house, start taking them and putting them together. Fold them up. Go through them. And start organizing them. You might need to get a shelf. Or you could get a shelf, create a shelf, or just get some bins, start organizing. Sometimes that's easiest for some people to do. It's just to get a set of bins and just start organizing and then rotating those bins from one room to the next to reorganize where you would like these things to go. You can make one bin of books, one of shoes, and so on and so forth, your hats, and start figuring out where do you want these things to be. Do you want them to be seen? And I'm not talking about other people's eyes. How do you feel when you see this item? Because there are things that we have in our lives that can trigger us. There are triggers. There might be a trigger. For some people, okay? For some people, this right here can be a trigger. It could trigger you to feel a certain way. You don't know if you know what your trigger is, then you know, okay? For some people, workout equipment can be a trigger. It'll make them feel like they're not doing anything. They're not getting anywhere. And they'll start to feel that anxiety again. So out of sight, out of mind. So think about when you put something somewhere, is it in a good place? Do you want to see it there? Because there's other ways to keep things, but you don't have to have them in display. Right? Sometimes you might have to take the basketball out the closet and put a few picture frames in there because there's some people you don't want to see, but when they come over for Thanksgiving, you're going to put their face up on the wall. But remember, all year round, it's your space, not theirs. We could have overbearing family members, overbearing parents. They'll come over and tell you, why isn't this here? Why isn't that there? Hey, where's your kitchen block? I'll tell you right now, I don't have a kitchen block. Who needs 8 knives in a big block just sitting there? Seems like the beginning of a horror movie. I prefer a serrated butter knife and implore others to do the same. But if you do have a collection, think about it. Do you need all of that out? Do you need all of that? Do you need 15 pots? No? Then put them in a bin. You might need to put some, you don't know. You'll feel like you're in a new apartment, a new house. Get you one of those bins, those big bins, and take everything that brings you stress, everything that bothers you, put it in a bin. Close it, okay? And if you want, write a date on it. Maybe 6 months from now, write a date on it that you're going to open that bin. And I guarantee you, when you open that bin, half of the things you won't even remember. Or you'll be like, I never missed it. Toss. You never even missed it. So we're going to start taking these small steps. And I'm going to help you guys get through it. Okay? So remember what I said, because this is what we're going to start doing. All right? We're going to take these steps every single day. All right? So, bed rotting is normal. People talk about it all the time. All right? It might start with a little binge of a Netflix series that you just couldn't wait to see. You waited so long to see it. Okay? And believe me, even students that they're in school all year round, they can't wait to bed rot sometimes. School can be stressful. But it is the same for teachers. They take their summer vacation and do with it what they will. So it can happen to anybody, young or old. Okay? So if you're a parent out there and you see that you have a youngster that's doing a little bit of bed rotting, put them on the Rotmaxxing and help them with their journey. Help them start seeing how to take the small steps now before they get older. That way they'll know how to deal with it, and they'll know how to help their friends deal with it too. Because it's really common. It's very common that people are doing that. And, the internet and social media is bringing it out to the forefront where we can all talk about it and start making changes in our lives. Because anything is possible. Just take those little small steps, okay? Remember that you are normal and you are not behind and you're not broken and you're not failing. You are human, and Rotmaxxing is your way out, okay? And it all starts with you taking those small steps. And you're going to take one small step today. That one step that you wrote down. You're going to take that step, the one that you wrote down. Open that up, look at that paper, and remember, this is what I'm doing today. You can save it even. You know why? Because tomorrow you're going to do something else. And every day we're going to take one little step. It doesn't have to be like the most amazing step. We don't have to complete the whole goal all in one sitting. We're just going to do what we can. All right? Because it's about meeting people where they are. We all have different conditions in our body. We can't do as much as others. And even like when you're calling somebody, if you have to call somebody that you've been putting off calling, see if they can help you. See if they can help you change your life. And even if they can't, just start working on yourself, working on your journey. Right now, here on YouTube, this is reaching out. You took a big step today. If you even looked up bed rotting or Rotmaxxing and you came upon this page, that's a big win today. Because at least you know what's going on and you're ready to start making a change. And if you just happen upon this video, it was meant for you. The world wanted you to see this video. Okay? So don't rush anything. All right? Habits become momentum. Momentum becomes change, and change becomes growth. Okay? So don't rush. Don't try to do everything at once. Show up for yourself every day. We're always ready to show up for someone else, but show up for yourself every single day. Okay? That's all Rotmaxxing really is. Showing up for you. We can't really wait for everybody to show up for us. I'm telling you, like I told you, they're not going to see you until you're down, falling so deep they can't save you. And they're not going to see your success until you succeed so much you're the president of the United States. They won't see it until you reach high caliber or the lowest of the low ground zero. They only see the extreme. That's how humanity works. Okay? So show up for yourself. And I promise you'll get to where you want to be. All right? You'll get to where you want to be. So let's start today by picking one action. All right? Do it and keep going. That's growth. Okay? That's your journey. And we'll keep doing it together, one day at a time. All right? So remember, guys, you know exactly what you need to do. You got it written down. And we're going to just keep going and keep doing this every single day. All right? And if you found any information in this video that you think could help someone, share it with them, send it to them, or tell them all about it, okay? So, thanks for chilling with me, guys, all right? I'm going to be getting out of here. Have a wonderful, awesome day. Stay lit, people. Always stay lit.